Hi everybody, welcome back. My name's Claire. I am so excited. I'm about to do my biggest ever painting, my biggest ever commission. It's 1 metre by 1.5 metres, which is almost 3 feet by 5 feet. It's huge. It's taking up the entire work area that I've got here. I'll show you in a second. I've done a couple of trial pieces for this commission. It's Dutch pour and it's going to have a gold base. And this is the second trial piece I did, which myself and the customer were really happy with. So we're going for gold base and then some lovely pinky purple colours for the design. It's a huge rectangular canvas, so the composition will be totally different from this. But this piece just represents the colours that I'm going to use. So I'm really nervous. I'm really excited. I hope this goes well. So let me show you the colours I'm using. So here are my colours. So the base colour is this one here, the Montmartre Gold. I'm using De La Rowney Pearl White. I'm using Hebeo Studio Acrylics Payne's Grey. And then I've got 4 Amsterdam colours. I've got permanent blue violet, ultramarine violet and permanent red violet. And I've also mixed up permanent red violet with the white. So I've got these 4 violets plus a pale version of this. All my paints I've mixed with floetrol, and I'll put the recipe in the description of this video. And I'm going to do a drip test next. I want to make sure that all the paints are of the similar consistency. So I'm going to do that next. I'll show you what I'm going to do. So I've just set up a drip test. I'm sitting down on the floor. You can see, there you go, there's my canvas up there. I'm down on the floor because there's no room left on the table. So I've got all my paints mixed up here. I've just put a drip of each of the paints onto a piece of paper, and then I'm just going to pick the piece of paper up and just see how they run. So this is called a drip test. So you can see the drips that run the furthest, the quickest, are obviously just a bit runnier. So that one there, I think, is really quite runny. This is the thickest. So I know I just need to add a little bit more water to this and maybe a little bit more paint to this to try and get them a similar consistency. So the gold, the white, the pale pink, dark purple and the Payne's Grey, they're all pretty similar. It's the lighter purple and then this violet. So I'm just going to adjust that now. So here's my second drip test. What I would say is that this one still looks like the biggest spot, and I think it's about the same amount of paint, but even just looking at these spots, I think that one is runnier because the spot has expanded. So I added some more paint to this one, and then I added some more water to this one. So let's have a look now and see what happens. So that middle one is still a bit runnier. Put it back down. So I think I'm still going to add a little bit more paint to this one, a little bit more. The others are all reasonably similar. That's maybe a bit runny, and I think that's slightly thick now. So I'm just going to tweak them one more time, and then that will be it. Then I'll get pouring. Right, I'm all ready to start. So literally this canvas is the width of my table. I've got a little bit of room either side of the table, but I've moved it into the middle of the room so I can actually move all the way around the canvas to blow around. It's massive. It's got lots of supports underneath the canvas, and I've also used some extra cardboard just to try and take up any slack or any weight of this canvas, because I'm a bit worried about it bowing in the middle. I also earlier sprayed the back with water and wiped it around because that just helps the canvas to really tighten up. I've been putting it on just some little plastic pots, so I haven't put the push pins in this time. And I've also checked that it's level, so I think I am ready. So my gold is in a massive jug. So I'm going to pour some of this onto the canvas and then start blowing it out. So I've covered my base, but it looks strange, I know. So I started blowing it out with the hairdryer and the paint was splattering everywhere. So I used the spatula just to even it out. That worked perfectly. But when I did the trial piece, what I found was that my colours sunk a lot into the gold. So I have decided just to remove a bit of the paint in the centre where the design is going to be blown out from, in the hope that I can get some more intense colour in that section, and then it will fade out into the gold. So it looks a bit strange, but this is going to be the design. It's going to be a lovely S-shape design. So I'm going to pour the design colours in there, and then I'm going to do some little lines as well, going out to really cover it, to have a good covering of colour. So I'm going to pour these on in the same order that I poured on for my practice piece. So I'm starting with the deep violet colour. Now this is going to take me quite a long time, because there's a lot of paint to go on here, so I will probably end up fast forwarding this so you don't get bored. Yeah, I'm happy with that shape. Right, it's good to just see how much paint I've got. I've got a cup of each paint. That used quite a bit, but I've still got lots left. So I'm just actually looking at the S shape, make sure I'm happy with that. So I'm going to do, let's actually just think how I'm going to do this. I think I'm just going to do some extra lines, some extra loopy bits. I'm not really sure. Just do some extra bits to the side. Right, that's the purple, so now the lighter of the pinky colours. Right, all my paint is down. A lot of paint as usual. There's a lot of paint in the centre there. So how am I going to do this? Where am I even going to begin? I think I'm going to start with the centre. I was just dabbing the little bald patches of canvas. There's a few little bits that have been missed. But that's fine, it will all blow over when I use the hairdryer, but I was just dabbing them just to get it to help the paint to glide more easily. Right, I think I'm going to start from the centre, and then I'm going to try and blow out, but in that direction. mugs, first impressions, I'm really happy. I have got a wonderful solid band of colour through the centre here, and then you can see all the cells appearing where it's then been blown over the gold. So far, really happy. So the customer would like quite irregular edges to all these petals. She's not too much of a fan of the blunt edges. So I'm now just going to spend some time just playing around, just breaking the edges of this. In fact, I don't like this gold bit here. I'm going to do one more blow over there, I think, with the hairdryer. So I've finally finished. I've been blowing around on this for ages, absolutely ages, but I am incredibly happy with it. I absolutely love it. I've got the negative space I wanted. I've got that really intense band of colour right through the centre that I wanted. I was so scared of it just all getting swallowed up in the gold. So it's really worked having that bare canvas right in the centre and putting enough of the design colours down. But I've also got some amazing cells towards the edge of the design where the paint has blown over the gold. I'm so happy. I'll try and take you in for a close-up. I'm standing on a chair because it's so big, and I've just got to put my shoes back on because the floor is covered in paint. Can you see? So it all dripped off the side. I put this is wallpaper I've put down to try and keep some of the paint off my floor. I'll just have to clean it later. Right, let me show you close up. So the colours have just blended beautifully. It looks quite blue on my phone, but it's not. It's definitely dark. The dark pane's grey, but it's definitely very purpley. All the edges have just faded out to nothing, which is exactly what the customer wanted. So I'm really pleased with that. And it really helps that the colours sunk, they sink down into the base colour. It really helps with having these really floaty edges. Just look at the depth of this colour. Oh, it's just so pretty. So there's lots of cells within the central design. So they're not just the gold cells, but the gold cells I think definitely are the most spectacular cells. The whole thing is sparkly. I don't think you can't really see. Lots of Payne's grey cells, which is really interesting. And just look at all the folds. Oh, it's so pretty. Yeah, so happy with this colour scheme. So I'm now going to maybe send this video or send some photographs to the customer and just to get her feedback on it, check that she's happy with this. Great. It will be hung in a portrait position, so you can't really see because of all the awful glare and reflection, but it will be like this. In fact, let me just turn that light off and I'll show you. So it will be hung like that, so it's a lovely S shape. Great, I'll be back when it's dry. So here it is dry. It's absolutely huge. I am stuck up against the wall the other side of this room just to try and get it all in one shot. The customer will be hanging it portrait like this, so I'm displaying it as she will be. So I'm having to back right away. Let me get a bit closer and show you. It's just dried so well. I was really concerned about there being some sort of sagging of the canvas and that this would end up swampy. It hasn't. It is dried exactly as I left it. The gold is gorgeous. Absolutely, I'm so happy with it. It's just such a rich, warm gold. You've got lots and lots of beautiful cells around the edges of this design. But then in the centre, this wonderful, solid mass of colour without the cells, which is exactly what I wanted. I was really concerned that this piece would just be overtaken by cells. All the paint would just sink into the gold, and it hasn't. So it's sunk slightly at the edges, but that's what I wanted to create the cells. The sheen, I don't know if you can see the iridescence. You've got the pearl white here, and you can just see that sparkling really pretty, beautifully. It's really lovely. It's darkened since it's dried. So for example, here is the deeper purple and it's gone really dark, but that against the sections of the lighter and obviously the white, the pearl white, it just works. I'm so happy with it. Let me show you down this corner. I'm really happy with the negative space. So there is negative space, but there's not too much. I was worried about the design just being a bit lost. And just all these wonderful ripples of colour, folds of colour. And that some cells within the design there. It's just, I'm so pleased with it. I've showed the customer and she's happy. She really, it's exactly as she had in mind. It's just massive. So I'm very intrigued to know where this is going to end up. I'm hoping that she will send me a photograph of it in situ. So there it is, my biggest ever canvas done. So let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your comments, your thoughts. Yeah, please leave me any comments you want to. Please do subscribe to my channel. And if you hit the notification button and then hit all, you'll be notified of all my future videos. Just look at the colours, they're just so warm and rich. So pretty. Great. Thanks again, everyone. Bye.